Hey kids, welcome. Mark Miller here. I'm going to write some code. We're dog fooding Code Rush. And we're going to be working on the Stampede card today, implementing the Stampede card. The Stampede card looks like something like this. It's going to be played from Streamloots. This is our card maker that we built earlier. And different kinds of stampedes I've got over here where a character comes in and causes some chaos and damage, that sort of thing. So there's a fair amount to do in this. I haven't really written everything down on this yet, but let's, do I have the weather one in here? So we were working on the weather. I'm going to change this to maybe the weather. The weather is similar to the Stampedes because we use something called the event queue, the card event queue. And we sent things out to it. It looks like all of this we fixed and worked all of this. Maybe I will create a new one here. We'll just talk about Stampedes here. Stampedes. So what's happening? Your play is a card. The card goes into the queue. When ready, the card effect queue dequeues. Sending DQUE like that, triggering the Stampede. That means Stampede video plays. DM is reminded that we need to roll. Dexterity saving throws. The Stampede roll is already set up. DM only needs to trigger to target those in the way and then trigger and then roll the dice. Reminders continue until the Stampede roll takes place. When the video is done playing and the Stampede roll completes, then we're done and ready to we're done and we can DQ the next Stampede roll if one is in the queue. Some of this is kind of working and some of this needs to be built. There's something wrong I've noticed with the Stampede play. It's playing immediately And also there's a problem with the code, I think, in this space as well. There's some hard-coded data in the code. And I want to get rid of that. Find that, get rid of it. Should be data-driven. And there's one more thing here. When the roll completes, we need to automatically assign damage. To those who failed. That's kind of what the spec is, right? That's what we need to do. Let me save this. Let's go play the card. Take a look at what it looks like. So here's the play. That I'm not so sure about. And we've got 2 text pieces. Okay, let's see what the what's going on in the chat. I don't think there's anything in the chat here right now. That's come in. It might have been something before. I'm going to close this down and we're going to start up running with Visual Studio in it, so we can driving it so we can debug it. I've set up some favorites over here in Coder's Code Places for the Stampede, so I can get to some of these methods that I think are related to what we need to look at. And I feel like we need to kind of work on, I'm a little leaning towards, the DM is reminded that we need to roll dexterity saving throws. I think that actually comes from the card itself. I think the card has some code. Yeah. It says target PCs. Maybe we should change that to say please target. Please target NPCs, monsters, and players. And then press the Stampede button when ready to roll. Something like that. All right, let's save that. Okay, let's go see if we can take care of this reminded part right here. So this is the Stampede card event. I've got already a Stampede playback timer in here that triggers in about 20 seconds just to make sure that we know that the Stampede video has stopped playing, so that we can then return back to an original view, like or just at least clear all those media sources there. But I think I need another timer in here that's going to be the remind DM timer, I think. Mind Dungeon Master timer. And let's create a new instance of that. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to create something called create timers. I'm going to call it from my constructor. I think this code was built during edit and continue, so I don't need that anymore. So my constructor is going to call that. Let's do that. Let's come down here, duplicate that. Now, how frequently do we want to remind the dungeon master? I think about every 60 seconds. Maybe every minute and a half. All right, we'll do that. Now, when do we start? It's in our activate is when we start playing. Dice have stopped rolling, are there. Where do we set the GUID? Set Nick Stampede roll is here. I'm trying to figure out where we're doing the play piece. I guess the play isn't here. All right, so we're going to say, let's start this here. Let's change this. Let's rename that to Stampede Playback. Timer elapsed. We need to know when the roll starts. We actually don't have an event on that yet. Let's go to Hubtastic Base Station and see where we have like a rolling the dice kind of thing. Roll dice. Roll dice takes a string. I do have this condition roll. It goes into the card event manager, which goes to the queue, which actually goes to the active card event. Which we can hook. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to override this, go back to our Stampede event, and we're going to condition the roll. And what we did here is when we called set Nick Stampede roll, we're passing in a new GUID that we created here. This is the one we're waiting for. So what we can do now we can check to see if that GUID is the same. So if this is the case, then we know We don't need to remind the Dungeon Master anymore. Like that. I think I also want to store the date and time when we activated this. Like that. Okay. Now, when we are reminding the Dungeon Master, we want to say, hey, reminder, and it's the username of our DM. I want to take that out and have that be data driven, but and do we know the card name here? Looks like we do. Let's figure out the time span. Since card play, maybe? Okay, we can do something like that. Let's make sure that's like an int or something. I think it's probably coming back as a double is my guess. Yeah, double. Okay, I think that's enough. What are we breaking today? Isn't that the question? How you doing, Screech Rat? We are working on the Stampede cards for our Dungeons and Dragons game. So the Stampede causes, one of our friends to go running across the field, dealing damage. It's a card that can be played off of the Streamloots deck that you can get out here on Streamloots, and things like these cause Stampede. So they trigger a video, they trigger a die roll, they require interaction. The Dungeon Master's got to set up some targets beforehand, and then we got to calculate the damage at the end of that whole at the end of the roll. So I was just working on this right here. DM is reminded that we need to roll dexterity saving throws. It's happening right now about every 90 seconds. I think I might change this for the purpose of testing immediately, so we don't have to wait 90 seconds. Let's make it 9 seconds. Okay. And the comment here should be maybe nothing. Okay, let's start it. This is the DM chat room right here, so we'll see the DM messages to the DM popping in there. How you doing, Screech Rat? Expecting Roy to come in about 40 minutes. All right, starting up the app. Sarcasm, another beautiful day in paradise. Look out the window, it's bright and sunny outside over here. It kind of looks like paradise a little bit. Okay, so here we go. We test this card. Let's play the card and see what happens. Card played. So I have that I don't like because I want it to actually be triggered instead of immediately. I want to trigger from the queue. So I don't want to be triggered then. I want to be triggered here and activate. So we got to kind of track that piece down. Starting up the timers. At some point, I'm expecting, here comes the video playback. That's working. Okay, so here we're getting this. That's cool. I'm going to change this so it puts it in quotes. Like that. Run it. And let's look out here, make sure we're getting those reminders. I don't see it. This is the one from the card. We're back in here again. Let's go in and see what's going on. Send message. Join channel. Yeah, we've joined it. Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Cool. So those are coming in. Nice. So that's just going to keep going. Sweet. So that is working as we're expecting. Let's try rolling the saving throw now. We should see that end. Let's go get a breakpoint in here. I want to see condition roll. I want to see this line of code execute here. This is where we stop the timer. Because right now those are coming in every 9 seconds. There they are right there. I want to see that when we roll the dice. So to roll those dice, on the stream deck, we need to get to the dice page, the Battle Stampede page. We need to target some players. I guess I should get some players on screen first. All right, now let's go back down to Stampede. Let's target everybody that we can see. Let's target all us down below. And then let's hit the Stampede button, which is right up here. All right, roll Stampede is there. In main window, okay, cool. Just a break one I had. Cool, that's the line code I wanted to see executed. So that's cool. That means our die roll's coming out with the Stampede. With the Stampede ID. The damage is above everybody else's. Damage. Okay, now there's a little bit of a problem here. In that, and I think we're going to switch over to Typescript and work down in Typescript for a while. Let me hide all of the... let me hide all of those guys. And let's no longer target us. And let's clear the scroll. So the problem we have, we kind of want to get, let's go bring up a die roller window here so we can take a look at this. So when we roll, when we set up the Stampede roll, I'll tell you in a second. I gotta get some pudding. You guys ready for the best part of your day? Okay, when we set up the Stampede roll, let's go look at that. That's coming, that was originally from over here. Roll Stampede. Add Stampede saving throws for all targeted creatures. All right, what this does is goes through and it creates a D20 from in-game creature. And it's not sending advantage or disadvantage yet. The card says that allies roll with advantage and enemies roll with disadvantage. And so I want to kind of do that, but I noticed that there's a problem. That's why this is all commented out. So we're going to trigger this again, and we're going to uncomment this code, and then we're going to go down and figure out why the advantage and the disadvantage aren't working. So we'll be down in Typescript for a little bit. So let's trigger this right now. Again, one more time. Let's play the card. Let's do a different one. Here we go. Humpy says, hey, hey. All right. Okay, and we need to roll. So now if we go to our DM, we should see, hey, reminder, the Stampede card was activated this many seconds ago. Target the player's NPCs in the path and roll their dexterity saving throws. You betcha. He's going to do that. The other thing is we don't need this 9-second anymore. Let's put a breakpoint here so we can turn that back. Roll the clock back on that. Make it back to 90 seconds instead. All right. Let's roll the dice. Let's just target me. And let's roll him. Okay, we're gonna undo this, and we're gonna also undo this right here. So we don't, that code won't execute, but this one will. Let's change this to 90. Let's create local constants for these right here. Stampede video playback time in seconds. That's that guy. And this one is, we're going to do the same thing. Introduce constant. And I don't need it to be up here. I really have, that's all, maybe I didn't say introduce local constant. Maybe that's my problem. So why did that come up there? All right, let's rename it. And we're going to call this DM reminder timeout. I'm not sure if a timeout's the right word. Reminders every reminder span, something like that, in seconds. All right, there we go. And get rid of this comment. Okay, I think I can run it. And I think I can clear that. Oh, we hit all those players, but they're all still targeted. So notice the 2 purple die right up there. Those are mine, but one of them wasn't taken away. I should have had advantage, but it wasn't taken away. So I need to make that work. And hopefully that won't be too hard to do. Let's go bring up, let's see here. I want to, can I clear all the targets on this? Let's see if that is going to work if I bring up. I think that effectively cleared the targets. Okay, so now I should be the only target here. Okay. All right, let's do it one more time. Let's also, I think we're gonna get tired of watching the videos play, so I'm going to stop playing the videos for a little bit. I'm gonna comment out some code that plays the video. Here and activate. This is the code that plays the video. So let's set a breakpoint here. Play the card again. Yeah. To do. Play and activate the card from here. I think. We're playing it way too soon, I think. Okay. So run that. Also, I'm noticing in the chat room we've got 2 messages that are coming out. Double messages are coming out. So like the activation seems to be happening more than once. That activation is coming from this. Tell all is sending 2 messages out. I wonder if tell all is going to do that. I wonder if the bug is in to all. It might be the issue there. Okay. Anyway, we're here in activate. Let's create a new constant. Hide media shows for debugging. Let's press media for debugging. Set that equal to true. And then if we're not going to do that, we're going to do this. Oh, it's just saying that this code is never going to be touched. That's okay. All right. So now we should, since we're not hearing anything play, there we go. So we see at the bottom here, we've got the message that says, hey, target them and press the Stampede button when ready to roll. So in about, 90 seconds after this was played, we should see a reminder message come in. And that says, hey, reminder, something like this, telling us it's ready to go. At this point, I'm going to go in and hit the button, roll the Stampede, I think. Might target knockdown. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll target knockdown, target myself. I'm not seeing the reminder. Seems like 90 seconds has passed. We started the timer. There we go. Okay. There it is. Okay, so it's just taking a little longer than I thought. All right, so there's the reminder that comes out. Now let's look at the roll. And roll it. So now both Knockdown and I have advantage, but it's not taking away the one that doesn't belong there. Hey, Pudding, thanks for the wiggle. All right, so we need to make that work. Let's go look over here. Here's the dice roll data coming in. Here's the dice DTOs. Modifier to quantity, it's 2. Sides is 20. And Vantage is 1. Right, same thing over here. Vantage is 1 on the dice DTOs. So let's go look at that. Let's go over and see if we can figure that out. Hopefully it won't be too hard to solve. Over here in Die Roller, at some point I'm interested in what the Vantage is out there on these so that we can take them away. All right, so here we go. If die.kind is advantage kind.advantage, we remove non-advantage die now. Other players die. So the issues kind of seems to be happening in removed multiplayer D20s, which happens if we have multiplayer dice only. How do we know if we've got multiplayer dice? Has multiplayer dice roll DTO? There's DTOs. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the creature IDs are set correctly here. Are they on these? Creature ID is -2, creature ID is 3. Yeah, those are different, which to me indicates that we'll get to, not to here, to here. That has multiplayer dice. That should absolutely return true. So that should return true. So it could be as simple as we're not setting the kind property based on the DTO. Let's see if we are. Let's go look for the dice DTO. I think we got a method in here. Dice DTO. Compare dice DTO roll. Add dice from DTO. Yeah, it looks like we're setting it. Let's uncomment these right here. Let's learn a little bit more about this. Throw out the player name. We don't care about damage type right now. All right, let's try that and see what's going on with that. So we'll do a refresh over here. We'll let me go over to Stream Deck. I want to copy this refresh button and put it down in my Stampede testing page so I can just refresh things very easily. Okay. Let's trigger it, play the card. Now let's, we've got everybody targeted. Let's just hit the Stampede button. It's going to roll the Stampede. I feel like we're missing some console log messages here. Add dice for DTO. Maybe I just need to scroll up. I don't get it. Not sure why that failed to work. Let's try it again. Play card. Roll the Stampede. Through that breakpoint. Here we go.
Fire damage!
Okay, so die has advantage. Die has advantage. Okay, so the advantage is definitely being added. Okay. So I'm going to say that's all good. I'm going to re-enable that. Re-comment that out. I mean, remove multiplayer D20s. Let's make sure we're getting in here. All right. Let's refresh. Play the card. Run the Stampede. And what do we got over here?
3 acquired damage.
I don't see it. I don't see remove multiplayer D20s. Need to clear D20s. Maybe that's my problem. On die will stopped. We said it's true. All right, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's see what we see. Play. Roll the Stampede.
5 fire damage.
Has multiplayer dice. No, it's false. Okay, let's figure out why. Compare dice DTL rolls. Let's just see what's going on there. I'm going to throw 2 in there so we know it's this one being hit. Play. Roll the Stampede. Shoot, I think I cleared the data I needed.
8 fire damage.
Yeah, I cleared it. Let's do it again. Play the card. Stampede. It's false.
5 fire damage.
What's going on here? What did I miss? It's my return in the 4 each. I've got a 4 each, and my return is not getting me out of. It's just getting me out, and then we return false right here. I was treating the 4 each like it was a for loop. I think. Wait though, about the lambda here. Turn will only exit the lambda. Yeah, okay. So, what's the best way around this, Rory? Do you think? You think it's like just a for loop? Because I think for me it's a for loop, like that. And I'll do that for now. And yeah, I actually feel like this. I think there's another way to do it. I feel like with the lambda, but I don't remember what it is to get to exit the whole function. But I don't remember, so we're going to do this instead. Let's do that and see if that helps us out. Refresh. I think to call on any or the TypeScript equivalent. I need to take a look at that because right now I'm like, wait, I can solve that with an any. Passing a lambda of acceptable things. I see. Now it has multiplayer dice is true.
Ooh, fire damage.
Still nothing removed though. Okay, so we're kind of getting quicker, getting there sooner. Let's see, remove multiplayer D20s. Player role not found. So let's go work our way into remove. What was it? Remove multiplayer D20s. Let's do this. Let's just throw the die out here. Remove multiplayer D20s and see how we're doing with that.
Fire damage.
Ooh, what's happening here? I'm throwing the die out. Where is the die? I'm not seeing the die in here. I'm seeing the player rolls. Did we go from here to here?
Seven. Fire damage.
Did we go from here to here? What line of code are we on out here?
Hello, Mr. Miller. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm not bad at all. I look forward to this part of the day.
Well, I don't know. I'm not. I feel like I should be doing a little bit better. We'll see how we do here. I'm trying to get a console log message out here with the die, and it doesn't look like it's getting out of here. I'm not seeing it in this list here. All these are player roles. Those are not dice, so that doesn't make sense to me. That's coming from dice. Which...
I've been away from the screen for about 5 minutes. Have we moved away from where you were creating a new for loop?
Yes.
Or is that the loop there? Okay, it's a different location. Fair enough.
That loop seems to be working now.
That's good.
Yeah, so I see this one, remove multiplayer D20s. That's coming in right here. Then I get a bunch of these, and I'm thinking, oh, well, that must be coming from like, what, this maybe? This call? I don't know. I'm not sure where that call is. You know, we can also go look for it, go find it not found, or here it is right here. Add die to multiplayer summary. Okay,
There's a
player
found
roll.
Player roll 4.
Find
What was the text of the one you weren't sure about?
the value. Wait, say that again.
I say, what was the text of the one you saw in the console log, but you weren't sure where it was coming from?
This one right here.
Player roll not found.
Yeah, I wanted to look at these
Okay.
to see where they were coming from. So like if we go look at, this is the cool thing, like if you click right here, 538, anything in the 500s should be part of it. You can see there's nothing after 538 that's even close to it.
Yeah.
It's as if we just exit the method almost, or as if there were no die inside here. Remove multiplayer D20s. Let's go back over to that one. I'm going to come back here in a second, I think. Let's go do that. Yeah, it's as if dice link is like nothing. Or maybe the die is not a D20. Is that true? No, because the console log happens just before it. Doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm just going to throw out a couple console logs right in here to get a sense of where we are. Throw that out. All right, I think we're good right about there. Like that. Let's try that. Refresh. Play. Roll the die.
Fire damage.
So here, 541, that's the line of code we put at the very beginning of it. Then we threw that out. The dice DTOs are there. Let's roll data. Okay, that's so we know that line of code is executing. The dice length is not coming out. We're not getting to here.
Okay.
We're also not getting an exception, which is like I don't even get that. This is we're looking for something coming from 556. Yeah, we don't ever get there. I'm like a little stunned. So, all right, so we're getting here, local dice rolling data. Okay, fine, we got to there.
Yeah. We saw
Oh,
that.
wait, we're here. That's how we're exiting.
Oh, that's pretty simplistic.
Yeah, right there. Okay, if it's not a D20 roll. So the dice roll data, it's a D20 roll. Is that something I have control over here? No, I don't have it on the C# side. So how do I set it up so that that's true? If we don't have damage health extra dice, I see. If it's one of those, we set it to true there. Okay, anywhere else? Test D20 removal, add dice from GTO. Okay, if dice.num size is 20, we set it to true.
I guess that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, we set it to false there, so false there. True there. Damage only, damage plus saving throw. Okay, here we go, hold on. Damage plus saving throw. Here's where we're setting it to false.
Okay.
And I think if it is with the saving throw, we set it to true. Is what I think it is. I think we have to break this into two different pieces. So we'll do damage only here. What's the other one out?
It's a shame in some respects that we have to deal with things in the literal sense of, are there 20 sides to the dice or not? Not is specific type of thing. There's no universal, all D20s are that way because X. Because there are kind of just random things that we'll use a D20 for that, and for this, and for that. And I mean, there's a few core sensible things, but there's occasionally, go throw a D20, and you don't need to destabilize because it isn't one of those core things.
Yeah.
So you kind of have all of these edge cases.
So let's do this. Let's say, yeah, you do. And the edge cases should be solved with data, and it's not. I feel like I've got a bit of a, I think it points out that there's a better way to do this. Okay, so if it's a damage plus a saving throw, or it's only target saving throw, then I'm going to say it's a d20 roll. So I'm going to save that there. Let's go back up here. Let's refresh this. Let's play the card. Let's come back over here and let's roll the die. Now we're going to see him disappear.
Fire damage.
Nice. Okay, that's what I was looking to do, is make that happen. Okay, I got a logging option here that's throwing a lot of stuff out into the console. Let's go find that. Log. Where are we? Log progress. It's false. Where's the other one? Set that to false. Okay. All right. So let's clear that one more time. Let's do one more roll. Oops, I didn't do a refresh on it. Let's do a refresh. Now let's roll the dice.
Fire damage.
Where are we coming from here? Die roller line 559. Okay.
Yeah, that was a pretty recent addition.
Yeah, it was. And then this we can clear. Anything else in the console we should go be taking a look at? At least I don't think we need any more dice layer 2948. Clear that too for now. Okay. Let's do one more refresh. One more quick test.
Fire damage.
Okay, 4244. Do dice roller. Maybe I don't want to do this just yet. I don't know. I'll comment it out for now. Card damage mods. I'm not using this yet. To see about using card damage mods. What's that up with that? Okay, I feel like that's not bad. So if we refresh on the main stream, let me do that right now. And we now play the card now. So I've disabled the video, so the video normally would play, but it's not. That goes up there, and it looks like Pudding just played that card. And then I'm going to set up the targets. So I've got Nocturne and myself both set up. Let's bring in also a, let's bring in Jorak as well, and let's toggle Jorak. Okay, and now let's roll the dice. Go. We lost the coloring on the damage die. So we've got 17 for Jorak, 19, And somebody got a 3 at the end. The 3 is the damage die. That's what's going on there.
Okay.
I think there's a change somehow we might have made that got the damage die to lose its color. I think. That's what I think. The damage die lost its color. We should go figure that out. Before we do that though, I want to bring up source tree here. I want to see what's changed down here in dialogue. See what's going on here. Let's drop the size here. Div size down so it's smaller. Console. Log progress is turned off. Console comment. We changed this and it has multiplayer dice. So that's returning true before when it was returning false. Still got an extra one right there on it. Let me go find that and fill that. I guess I can just do this. I can discard this line. Thought I did it. Discard line. There we go. Okay. And roll. Yeah. So we didn't actually make any changes. So this happened, I noticed, while we were testing. And I'm not sure why. I don't have a reason or an understanding as to why the coloring isn't working. I think I want to go look at it up on the C# side of things and see if we can find when that's being added. Roll Stampede is here. Nick Stampede damage is here. So let's set a breakpoint there. Let's roll it. Play. Roll. All right, here we go. So we got 1d8 fire. I'm hitting F11. Oh, I see. It's going through the initialization. There's a die roll. Okay.
Do you have a feeling for what time frame this loss of colour happened in? Is it possible it happened, I don't know, yesterday instead? Because that would sort of explain why it's not in your current set of changes.
No, I don't think so. I recall seeing it a different color when we started.
Okay.
So that's what I recall. I don't think the color's been set. That's kind of where I'm at on this. Is there's somewhere in here. There's no dice DTO. It's just the damage health extra dice. Is what it is. I wonder if the change is related to the multiplayer down below. In other words, I wonder if the color is selected automatically, and otherwise it automatically goes to red if it doesn't have, you know, an owner or an ID, because this doesn't have an owner. And there's no color specified inside this main data. I can get the color in the dice DTOs, but not up here. I could also, we could maybe change this around. Is this optional? I want to know if this one is optional. Yes, it's optional. So let's do this instead. Let's say we're going to say roll is equal to this instead. And then I think I can add a DTO. I think I can say roll dot dice DTOs dot add, and then I can say dice DTO dot from a DTO from Dicester. Okay, we can do that. And then we need to, that's not something I pass into it. Instead, it looks like it's kind of the other way around. This comes in first. And then we've got this. And then Dicester, the die back color, We're going to say it's like a red. I don't know, maybe like an AA0000, like that. And the die font color is going to be white. Creature ID needs to be specified. Player name is empty, I guess. It could also be like Stampy or, Humpy or something like that. One of these creatures. But at this point, we don't have that data on who it is, but we could add it. Anyway, let's try that. So here, run. There's the red. It didn't add the fire effect on it. That's too bad. Let's set a breakpoint again and take a look at it.
It's a little stranger, right?
Did you say it looks a little stranger? Is that what you're saying?
It's a little strange that it didn't, because most places we've got do recognize those bracketed suffixes and apply extra pieces.
Yeah, but they're not doing it on there. let's roll it, and let's go look at the DTOs afterwards. And we're going to say dice roll, dice DTOs, and got the back color creature ID. Damage type is fire.
It's been detected.
Die talent counts as total score. That, I think, is my problem. It needs to count as damage.
Okay.
That's what it needs to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say see what happens with that. There we go. Fire effect.
Yep.
Okay. That 2 is showing up in multiplayer, in the multiplayer list right there. There's a, I used int min value right up here, and what I need to do instead is kind of an agreed upon number that both TypeScript and C# agreed upon. Somewhere in here, I think I have a creature.
We kind of want a constant name, don't we, as well?
Yes.
So you want to use the phrase invalid user or no user in particular, or whatever that conceptual idea is.
Yeah, invalid.
And then, yes, under that we have a number.
So invalid creature ID is this. That's in character. Do I have it up here? Because if I don't, I should add it. I don't. Okay. So let's go to character. So at least we got the same. Now let's just put it in creature, actually.
I seem to recall Coding Gorilla or somebody similar mentioning that TypeScript, that is to say JavaScript ultimately, and C# do not have the same int max value.
Yes.
So we need to be careful in our allocation here.
Right.
One of them will overflow the other, and I forget which way around it was.
So we're going to call this invalid creature ID. We'll make this public, and we're going to set it to just exactly this number right here. I'm just going to copy that and put it there.
Do we have any environmental? I wonder. So we do, in fact. Rather than building it into the TypeScript code, could we send it to the TypeScript layer from C# as an environmental fact?
I guess we could.
Because that way you'd only have it in one location.
Oh, I see.
Rather than having to maintain it in 2.
Yeah. I get that.
Now, I know we've got sort of a dictionary of properties on a character and that we're able to affect them, but this is a much wider fact, really.
Yeah, so I'm going to not do that.
I don't want to build anything specifically for it, because that seems like overkill. But if we already had one, that would be.
We do not have an easy way of doing that I can think of.
Okay.
So, but I think that's a kind of a nice suggestion. but I'm going to go with instead 2 facts in 2 different places. Because the other thing is, you know, when I'm putting this was in character, I'm switching it over to creature. I'm just having the next reference to each one of these right now, replacing that, and finding my way through here, finding all these, replacing them. Just want them to be in exactly the same place. Okay, that looks like that moved it. Let's go up into creature, which is right here. There we go. All right, so now we got creature.invalid creature ID in both places. Okay, I think that's part of the step to fixing this. Now what I want to do is I want to go to, we kind of are already doing it, but let's double check that we're in fact doing it. Add detail from string. Here's where the ID is, creature ID, creature.invalid creature ID. So I'm going to pass that in there. So let's run this again.
Do you know what crazy little change I'm making to my pet project codes?
No.
I am starting to treat all instances of for each as a code smell.
Oh man. I'm a fan of for each. I love them. They're so tight and concise.
So let me explain why. And I'm not suggesting you do that here, by the way, because obviously to start ripping them out all over the place would maybe be excessive. But if you think about it, every time you're for-eaching through something, you are saying, I would like to inspect every member, every sort of member of this group.
Yep.
And I'm either going to be looking for something, or I would like to make an adjustment to the things that I'm iterating over.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm iterating over, I might only want to find out, you know, is there any that matches this, or get the first one from either direction.
Right, so you got the link functions that can get you that.
Exactly.
Right.
Or alternatively, I want to apply a standard function, a sequence, an algorithm, to each and every member.
Right.
And in those cases, there are replacements for these. There are effectively map and sum and any, you know, depending on which framework you're using, be it TypeScript or C#. You're right, there's a link. And then the array functions in the TypeScript. I was saying earlier it was any. Actually, in TypeScript, the phrase I was looking for at the time was sum. And the idea was to determine, are there some things, one or more things,
right,
where this is the case. And,
right.
Yeah, it's an interesting exercise. You do find yourself sort of tearing down algorithms, but what you do is you find yourself writing functions designed to interrogate an item and then pointing your iteration at that function. You know, apply this function over here to all of my things, or find me anything in this list where that function works.
Right.
It's different. I won't say that it's necessarily better or worse, but it's an interesting exercise sometimes.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. That's a great thing. Great contribution. I think I got a button for that.
Awesome contribution!
Awesome contribution.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so let's see. We're running. Let's go over here. Play the card. Okay. Let's roll the roll. Okay. Because I restarted.
Fire damage.
Nobody's targeted, so we don't have a multiplayer role there. Even though it shows that I'm targeted, that's the TypeScript data that hasn't been updated with new stuff. So let's kind of do that, and let's bring up. All right. Let's target everybody on screen. And let's roll the Stampede. And what's happened? I hit the Stampede button. Oh, because did I already roll it? I already rolled it, so I need to play again. That's why the Stampede didn't work. There's the Stampede. Let's roll it. So this die is not labeled.
No.
Now there's the 8 showing up right there. So in our summary, we're getting everybody, but this one's showing up too in the multiplayer summary. It counts as damage. It shouldn't be in the multiplayer summary, but somehow it's getting there. So we need to go take a look at that code and find that. Down in here, we've got something called multiplayer summary.
So in this circumstance, this is that the 8 would have been the amount of damage dealt to the people who didn't make a saving throw against the particular Stampede.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So, so we've got this player role thing here that says multi-player summary find. We're looking for the value. The value.name is equal to the die's player name. And I think I almost want to say, where else is player role used? Only here? I bet right there. So I think I want to say, I think maybe a simple fix could be, hey, if player role and player role dot name.
We'll exclude any item that doesn't have a name,
Yeah.
which will be the one in question.
Yeah.
It does make me wonder, how is it getting into that list in the first place?
It's all the dice roll data in the multiplayer summary.
Yeah.
I think I see what you're saying. Good point. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go find the multiplayer summary. See where we're adding here. Add die to multiplayer summary. So first we're looking to find it.
So we're going to find roles that do match the player's name.
I see. Then we come down here and we add to it, is what it looks like. That's what I think you were probably moving towards. Here's where we push it in.
Yeah, there's a push. Okay.
Yeah. So at some point we need to say it's like a damage dice or something like that.
Or is it just because we're calling this whole method for a dice roll that it shouldn't be called for?
No, it should be. It's got to go through and total everything up. It's got to look at all the different possible modifiers.
But this whole method is add die to multiplayer summary.
Yes, it is.
So the damage dice should be passed into this, or shouldn't?
Well, I don't think it's whether it's damage dice or not. I think what it really is more like this. If die dot creature ID is not equal to creature dot invalid creature ID.
Okay.
Then we can do this.
See, that feels better, because we're detecting a circumstance and not putting it in there on the basis of that invalid circumstance, which means although we could have reacted before by just not putting it on screen, it would still have been in the collection and might have gone on to affect other things that we did, so some kind of ripple effect.
No.
Here we sort of prevent that, which is quite nice.
No, I think it's good. It's awesome. Okay, so I've just refreshed that. Let's go trigger it again.
Okay, we've got a 6 of damage.
Good.
And no 6 in the list.
Only
Excellent.
one save. Okay. Let's make sure it's removing the right die. I'm going to play the card one more time. So Jorak has disadvantage. Jorak's die, I think, are in the dark red. Everybody else has got, well, Primrose has advantage. I think I'm going to need to take 2 screenshots actually to look at this and nail this. I was going to suggest you look at Primrose's rolls and Melchior's, and I'll look at mine and your Jorax. Okay.
Okay.
Melchior's supposed to have only 1 die, so nobody's going to take it away. And Primrose should have 2 die with advantage. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'll take care of the other 2 die. I'll look at those, and let's see what we'll report back in a second. Ready?
All right.
Oh no! No! Jorax worked. I didn't see mine. Caleb Wells codes. Whoa! What the? Go, Caleb. Glad to have you with us. Let's roll it one more time. Try one more time here. Boom. Roll. You ready, Rory?
I think so.
You're looking at Primrose and Melchior. I'm looking at me.
Oh, goodness, that was very quickly passed.
Okay. You look. Okay, we'll look at Primrose right now. We'll do the whole thing again one more time. Play. Roll. How quickly can we get the roll out? I guess we gotta wait just a little bit longer. Okay, so let's see. Primrose is here, 19 to 1. Yeah, the one gets taken away. Primrose has advantage, so that's working. So all the advantage and disadvantage ones seem to be working, and Melchior's got only the 1 die, right? Came only 1.
Right. So what's the colour of the die then? Because I presumed that Melchior's save there was belonging to Primrose because it seemed to be of an equivalent colour.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it can be whatever color they choose it to be. So so it just happened that Primrose and Jorax happened to be the same color. Okay, so that's looking better. I do want to change the label on this. Since this says, Humpy says, hey, I want his dice, whatever they are, I want them to have his name, like Humpy's damage or something like that. And I am not quite sure how to do it, but I kind of got an inkling of how I want to do it. At some point in here, we set up a Stampede die. We set up the Stampede roll. Add Stampede saving throw. No, isn't that it? It's Nick Stampede damage, Nick Stampede Guit. These 2 are being set. Set Nick Stampede roll. It's coming from activate, and we're passing in the Stampede die roll good. So kind of what I'm thinking is we could make it a parameter, an additional parameter to QEffect. QEffect's got a flexible number of parameters. So what I can do is I can come in here and I can say like one more parameter here and say Jeffrey's lightning. Or Jeffrey's damage. Like that.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's damage. Or maybe just Jeffrey.
That's fair. Everybody else is just getting their name next to it.
All right, so there it's just Jeffrey. Let's try that. So Jeffrey says beep bop. Jeffrey needs a cuddle. We're going to add that there as well. Let's go see what else we need here. Jeff Frumpery. This one's now all of a sudden we've got a block. We can't quite do it. Maybe we need pudding damage. Yeah, maybe we need pudding damage. Okay, here's my problem. Here it's not working anymore because I've got dice damage from 2 different creatures. I can't have it a separate parameter. So that idea is going to be rejected. We're not going to do this. I think what I might do though is I think I might encode it here. I think I can do that in my syntax if I'm remembering correctly. And if not, well, I guess we'll add it. Okay?
See, I wonder whether you haven't got the use of colon somewhere already, but I wonder if it isn't on the front part. So phrase, colon, dice, brackets, damage type. But It's not something I'm keeping track of particularly.
No,
well.
I don't. I'm pretty sure this exists, and if it doesn't, we'll, like I say, we'll add it. So, whoops, this one is sprinkles, like that. Did I get the other one wrong? This one's humpy. And Jeffrey says beep bop. I think I got this one right. That's Jeffrey. Sprinkles says hi. This one is sprinkles. Like that. Let's save those. What else? Anything else I need? Fire damage from Humpy. And then whoops. Nope. That. And I'm manually changing these. So Jeff Rumpy right here, this is where we are going to individually specify each one. The lightning is actually, this one's Humpy. And the lightning is Jeffrey. Like that. Okay, let's save all of those. But now I also need to change the code that generates this. So I'm going to kill the app that's running right now. We're going to go back into D&D app. This also has the code for the card maker because I need the card maker to generate these correctly. I think I've got a, where's my Q create Stampede card? This guy right here. Okay, the damage dice string. Oh, this is passed in, which means it's coming from the dice damage string, which is coming from my deck of cards.
Okay.
Bringing that data up now. Over in the Stampede cards piece, dice damage stir, here's where it is. Here's where I have to change it. I won't do it now, but I have to do this for code generation. So this will all work. So at least we'll just put this in here for
For
now.
your own purposes, currently at least in the data, is all the lightning consistently the same person, piercing the same,
Yes.
and fire the same?
It is.
Because you can do a replace on a column in Google Sheets.
Oh, you're right. Let's do that. Let's do that. So let's take this and get rid of that. Change it back. And let's do that. Let's do...
I say on a column, it's actually a range, but if you highlight that to start with, it will be the column.
Yeah.
There you go.
So say lightning, like that, and replace it with lightning Jeffrey, like that.
I'm thinking it's not picked your range. Or has it? Is that
Oh.
CC? Actually, yeah, that's good now anyway.
All right, cool. Nice. We're going to replace fire. And then piercing. Great suggestion, Lori. Thanks for that. All right. Replace all. Okay. I think we're good. All right, cool. So now card generation will work as we're expecting. Next, I need to double check that when we roll it, we can start this now. Let me just close down the card maker here. So we have, we'll rebuild that to specifically make sure that one's built. And then we'll run and restart card maker. How's everything looking over there in the UK right now, man? Is it nighttime over there?
It's, well, the time now is 5:30 in the evening, but we are starting to move towards that part of the year where it's getting nice and light still. So yeah, I think the clocks change in, I think, the other end of March.
Okay.
And my time will jump forward. So initially it will be quite a lot darker. Do you know what? I can never. I'll wait and see.
No, it'll be lighter, I think.
I think, yeah.
Because I don't have anything. I don't change. So for you you're going to start earlier like I do. It's 5:30. Wait, is 5:30?
5:30 now.
16:30? Yeah.
So this time
I'm with
in about
Coding
a month,
Gorilla.
it will be at 16.
Is 5:30 16:30 or 17:30? It's
17.
17:30, right? Yeah. It's like the words are reversed. I'd say 5:30 is what I would do, 5:30 or something like that. And 5:30, I'm like, yeah, I totally agree. It's like not something that I'm familiar with, so I'm always like.
So shall we talk about how those in America as a whole talk about dates?
No.
And how completely nonsensical that is.
No, it is. It's not good. Well, you know what I do? This is what I do for my dates is I go like this. I say, number, and then I say like month, and then I say year. Like that.
Yeah, I'm happy with day, month, year, or year, month, day, but because pick your order sensibly.
But I also I want to do time the same way though. No, I want to basically say seconds, first minute, or something. I want to have a consistent order where we go from larger magnitudes to smaller or smaller to larger, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Coding Gorilla says, wait, what's wrong with date, month? So day, month.
That's fine.
No,
that's
that's
a
not
numerical day.
No, that's problematic. It's problematic because there's ambiguity between 12.12, I guess, something like that.
No, we just all agree that suggesting that any suggestion the month might be the first bit is wrong, and we'll just ignore that.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that look, if you're really saying, okay, we're going to do our month first, then our day, or then our year. I think what happened is this. This is how I believe this all started. Is that a bunch of people are saying, hey, when are you going to be there? Well, I'll be there, in March on the 1st. And nobody cared about the year because, the year was so far away. But then as, civilization evolved, the year became important. Well, we didn't want to change this. So Americans said, well, let's just throw the year at the end, whatever like that. I don't know. I'm like, the whole thing is like, I find it's the only way out, Rory, is that basically this, and arguably the opposite are both wrong. And the reason they're wrong is because one of the other exists and there's ambiguity.
I like that.
And so
we get to agree that we're both wrong.
And the only one that's right is essentially...
in this one fashion. And then we have the compromise, which is very clearly...
Yeah.
Well, you see...
Right, and also just to be...
Until you get different languages, and then... Yeah.
No, so this is what I'm looking at. It's this and at least 3 letters. And so this is a word, this is a number, and this. And so now we've got, what I like about this too is it matches the European syntax or the European standard, which is day before month. So Europeans can read it and folks in the States can read it as well. Right? Like I sign all my documents in this format and everybody in the States is like, what? Okay. Well, they don't really say what, they figure it out. I thought we all use Unix timestamps. Okay. By the way, if this is what you're using, you've got a Y10K problem, so you got to do this. Sorry, that. And if you're using that, you've got a Y100K problem, so you need to do that. And if you're worried about the Y, 1 million problem?
I think at this point, it's somebody else's problem.
It's somebody else's problem, man. You're thinking too far ahead. You don't need that many. You just relax on your Ys. Okay, so anyway, there's... We're started up. Let's get the roll. Let's target some people, get the roll going, that sort of thing. So let's bring up my characters. 1, 2. By the way, this UI, we worked on this yesterday, Rory. This I'm like really starting to like. It's faster, more efficient, fewer buttons. What's cool is that when I started, I wasn't able to know that. I had an inclination it was a better solution, but I did not know how good it was until actually trying it. One of the cool things about it, go ahead, Rory, what do you want to say?
Well, you did have a sort of a hypothetical that you were concerned would maybe be problematic, which is at the moment, or in the previous version, you could quickly hit 12, 13, and 14, and they'd all come up because they'd be nice and proximate to each other. If you need to do that now, it's 1, 2 toggle, 1, 3 toggle, 1, 4 toggle.
It's more buttons.
Yeah.
But it's not
in
bad.
reality much of an issue?
It's really less of an issue, and the reason why is because I don't have to look to see where the numbers are. once I started hitting them, I know where everything is. So let me just try that. I'll do 12, 13. So 12,
So more buttons
13,
but less searching, and then
14.
one fact overrides the other.
Yeah, so what the result of this, what happens is they come up faster or as fast with lower cognitive load. Because I'm not spending any time searching, which searching, for me, cognitive load goes pretty high. So it's like, it's way better. The overall, you're like, okay, cool. I'm in the groove. I've got this. Once this is up, I can also use these two buttons here to select a nearby and then toggle targets or do other things. So if I want to now target them, it's just 1, 2, 3, like that. That's how much it's target this one, move left, target that one, move left, target that one. And so again, cognitive load's really super low. And I can kind of see which one is selected as I move it around, like so you can see kind of who's selected, right, as I move it. But it doesn't take a lot of attention away, and I don't think it calls attention to itself. So the DM can work with it. Nobody else has to. Again, target very quickly, untarget very quickly, that sort of thing. Also, once this is selected, I can go into cards and now start managing the cards for the selected person really easily. Okay, so all of that worked really well. So I've got a couple folks targeted up here. I've got myself, I think, targeted down below. Let's just double check that. Hitting the button once, nothing happened, which means it was kind of because we restarted the Typescript UI, thought it was active, but it wasn't. So I just turned it off, and now I'm turning it. When I thought I turned it off, I was actually turning it on, is what apparently happened. So that's why there's no change. Okay, anyway, I've cycled it. Now I'm on for sure. Let's play the card. And then I want to go get a breakpoint up for when we create it's like right in here. It's this line. I want to step into that line of code. Okay, so I think I can run it right now. Roll the Stampede. Okay. Step inside. Dice roll details. Go inside here. Split based on commas. Come in here. Some point we get a descriptor is what we get. Okay, oops. So my descriptor is full on the whole thing.
Yeah.
It might still work. It did not.
There's no fire there.
And no fire. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Roll. I want to see what roll has in it, because the roll is different from the DTO. Okay, we can still solve it up here. Let's do it again. Trigger that. Play that. Jump in. Where I want to be is from roll. Right here. So come in here. Now descriptor's got the colon in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll does have a label.
Does descriptor include the brackets themselves?
Hold on a second. What's going on with the label? Oh. That's my label. It's in brackets. It comes after descriptor. Let's use that syntax instead.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, what did you say, Roy?
I was curious whether the descriptor variable included the brackets that appeared to be there as well, or whether it was just a fire colon humpy part.
I think it includes the paren right here. That's what you're talking about, right? Yeah, I think it does. I think down below it doesn't matter. It's optional either way. Okay, let's go start up the card maker. Let's also go. Actually, we just need to get here. And we need to, I think, do another search and replace here. So we need to do something like that. And find, bring it up, specific range. Look for that, replace with that, and then this, like that. Try that, replace all. No matches found.
I think the range maybe didn't pick up on your highlighting.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, replace all. There it is, right there. So piercing sprinkles, good. Let's do the same for Humpy. And replace all, and do the same for Jeffrey. Replace all. Good. All right. Next, I think I can do a reload of everything. Well, wait a second. I want to go. I was going to say I wanted to change the ones that are in here. I've changed them already, though. I think. I'm not sure if we'll see them right now, but I think if I restart this, we'll see them. Yeah, not yet. But I bet if we restart that, it'll reload the latest pieces in there. Let's start it up. Okay, it's here. Let's see if now we see it for those at the end. What? No. Huh. Wait. This is a very specific one, though. This is in a different place. This is over here. Where are you? I want it down in card receiver, card played. Yeah, it's right in here. Is where it is. So that one looks right now.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not sure why that happened.
There's a few of those, definitely.
All right, I got a few of them. I don't have all of them in here. I'm just like kind of getting a couple of these in here. I was just thinking, was it really worth the search and replace? I suppose maybe it was, Rory. Maybe I'm just not a good guy as I thought I was. All right, so what do we got? Piercing. One more piercing. You go over there.
That's done. That looks like the last of that batch.
2, 4, 5. It does look like they're all done. Okay, interesting. Okay, so close that down. That should work now. Let's see how that's going to look. We're running. Let's go trigger. And here comes the roll. think I have another breakpoint inside. Here we go. I'm looking for label. Label's nothing. It's still coming in. Oh, because I didn't reload it here. Okay, let's reload. Reload everything. I think there's a shot that'll take care of it right there. Okay, that's reloaded. One more time. Play card. Go to Stampede. Go. Now I want to see the label. What's the label? Cool.
Good.
Better. All right, we reloaded everything. We didn't target anybody.
Fire damage.
But now that's much better. Okay, cool. So that means now, let's target a few people here. Let's, hold on. I'm just noticing my finger travel distance is farther than I want it to be. I think I'm going to even do that. And where do I put
Have you
this?
tried to use your Stream Deck outside the context of the various shows? Do you use it for any kind of Windows or coding related things at all?
I don't. It's on my list of things to play with, but I've not done that yet.
I go back and forth on should I get one, should I not? I figure that would be the main area of use, but yeah, seems fun.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's great for production kinds of things, but I'm not sure I would. I worry a little bit about the rapid fire perf related kinds of commands. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of works even for that. Like, for example, to keep one of the things we did, things I did is I added a debouncing, so that if a couple of these come in really fast, it says sorry, no, it doesn't count. So I did do that as well, which wasn't already built in because it seemed like I was getting doubles sometimes. I wasn't sure why.
Yeah.
So I just added some defensive preventative code for that. Okay, so let's target these guys. And let's target a few people here. Like that. You've got me now. I think I'm targeted, but I think we're going to have to redo it. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm targeted. And did I do it yet? Did I do a Stampede? It looks like I haven't set up the Stampede yet. So let's do that. Let's do one other thing. So we can show what the experience is going to look like, because I think we're close to being done. Let's see. Stampede. Activate. Suppress media for debugging. That's where I want to stop that. And I want to place some media here. So we trigger that. Set that to false now. So that's the video that plays. So this is the Stampede. We roll the dice. And I don't need to break down here anymore. And there the dice come out, everybody. There's Humpies, there's everybody else's die. Now we should see who's getting pulled away. And the summary.
2S rolls 7.
2S is the name of this character. That's the black one right there. And it looks like it didn't. There's one problem. 2 white dice stayed up. Oh no, wait. Maybe those are. Oh, I've got 2 characters with the same name because they had a really high score. That's what's going on. So that's a different problem. So let's take. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Let's hit 20, 23. Hide them. All right. Wait. 23. Show. Still targeted. I need to untarget when I hide. That's important, I've decided just now. So let's go find that. The show hide toggle. What's happening? Mark, I hope Roy can be guest star. For Dragon Humper Sunday. So I was listening to Roy say it's 5 p.m. and it's going to get dark later. Reminded me of when I was in the UK and it got dark at 4 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. There are parts. I mean, it feels like. Obviously, there are parts of the world where it's a much worse problem. I think parts of Sweden and things that are sort of in that Arctic Circle kind of area. There are parts of the year it just never ever gets light. 24 hours darkness.
Yeah.
And we don't get it that bad. But it does feel that way sometimes at those times of year because, wake up in the morning, dark, go to work, okay, fine. When you leave the building, it's dark again. So, you've barely seen the daylight.
Here's where I'm going to set there is targeted defaults. All right.
Yep.
Okay, let's do that. And I thought I hit run, maybe not. There's my run. Okay, now 23 is gone. Now if we bring in show 23, not be targeted. Cool. All right, let's hide 23. Cannot have the same name. Wish I had that. It'd be amazing. I was working 2 shifts back then. So I'd go to school for research from like 3 to 8 p.m. Really dark. Okay. And then finding a bus to go home was the most painful experience ever. That's the most painful experience ever?
Okay.
I don't know. 1 hour under the snow? All right, here we go. So now that's coming in. We're going to now hit the Stampede button. You should see everybody's die roll out. Good. There's some reasonable numbers here. And there it is with the fail.
Yep.
Now, the next, damage. Is damage hitting?
Was labeled as something, and it is, well, is it hitting? That's a good question.
Now I want to see if the damage actually occurred or not. That's what I'm looking for. That's like my...
We're not actually displaying current hit points.
For these guys up there, you mean?
Oh, sorry. Yes, good. I was looking down at the other ones, but we weren't actually targeting them. Well, actually,
I
yeah,
may have
that's true.
saved. Hold on. This is the results, but there's no data on
No,
who...
there's no damage in that anymore. Now, there was...
damage.
There was an actual damage roll. But we took it out of the summary, and that's why it's not there. But are you talking about the amount of damage that should be hit, sort of displaying as an independent
I'm looking
fact?
at
Or are you looking
hit point
at the
drop.
effective hit point drop?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to see a hit point drop afterwards. I want to see blood squirt out when somebody fails.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm looking for. Let's get a little more damage here. There's one with 2 of them in it. That'll double up the damage. This one. Okay, good, great point. What do you think? Chaotic enough for you? Okay, die stop rolling. Here's where we need to do something with that data. I think it could also be, I think it's actually in this space potentially. Let me grab a marker here, look for the word damage. Calculate latest damage, store last damage or health, apply damage to targets. This is where I think we need to go.
Okay.
And we're not reporting on that damage yet, it seems. So I'm not seeing that in the chat. Like if we look at what the DM is seeing, we got to here and we got Brothers Dice Roll as a fail, but we didn't, do anything.
There's no follow-up with what the effect of that is.
Yeah, there's no follow-up reporting that effect. That's like my next space I'm looking for. All right, let's also disable the videos, so we're not seeing those happen every time. All right, go. And press the Stampede button. Why did I get an activate here? I got here, but the activate didn't happen. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, we should have just one target because Primrose is the one who failed to save.
Yeah, I think we've got all the individual rolls that are in here. So this one's the actual fire damage. That's the lightning damage. This is creature ID with -1, so that's Shanti right up there. The negative numbers correspond to the number you see there. That's 12 right there.
Okay.
And that's 22 and 24, and then that's me. So there's the value right there.
Yeah.
The stop rolling data should also have the threshold, which should be a 12. Hidden threshold is a 12. That's good. Okay, apply damage to targets. Let's go inside it and see what's happening here. What do we got? That one. Apply city for damage. Apply multiplayer saving throw damage. Those who saved, those who crit saved, those who crit failed, those who failed. All right. This is going to go find all of those.
Yep.
And so now we have one who failed. That's Brother, is that right? No, Primrose Pippingsley from this last roll. Okay. So we've got one who failed, a couple who saved, Shanti and Merkin both saved. And did we get anyone else?
Primrose should be the one who failed.
We got 2 critical saves here as well. Brother 2 is a critical save. This feels like an absolute mistake. Because didn't we just see... Oh, no, wait. No, we did. This is fine. And 2S. That's actually okay. Because I'm just transposing old data with new data. Okay, apply damage from last saving throw. Those who saved. Give target half damage. So I'm feeling like spell is null. Player rolls. Count is 2. What's the player rolls? Shanti. Oh, these are the ones that came in. Apply damage from last saving throw. And we get right out for those who saved. Give target half damage. What's interesting to me is we're kind of getting out here. We're expecting a spell, but there's no spell. This is why the damage isn't happening.
Right.
Okay, I think this is problematic. I don't think it's if spell is null. I think it's this. I think that's what that is. I think it's what we want to change it to. So the spell is null. Now we're going to just do the expression flat out. There we go. Got some damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops, I forgot to. And then the action. A little crazy. Gotta get these titles so they don't, when they're overlapping, still work. All right. So does that mean we have another one lined up? I'm gonna set a breakpoint here. Let me hit the Stampede button. We did. We had another one. So now everybody's rolling. Got the lightning damage from Jeffrey, the fire damage from Humphrey. We know who succeeded or failed. Now I'm going to run it and... Okay. So we should have seen Pippingsley. You know, I'm not sure what's going on actually. There's so much happening at once.
Not sure. I thought there were 3 below the line, but this is 3 fails to save. And did we not see graphics for only 2?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give everybody full health, and then I'm going to run it again, and we'll see what happens. Also, we should see now data reported over here.
So just to be clear, everybody below the line has failed to save and will
Right.
thus take additional damage.
Yes.
So we should see graphics on screen, blood coming from that character, and a summary, ideally, of the amount of damage.
Yeah, that's what
Perhaps
we're looking
not
for.
in the chat, but in
Right
the
here.
in DMs.
Yeah. So here you can see the hit right here for somebody that got hit. Or actually, this is after I give everybody health. But here you go. There it is. See right there?
Yes.
Okay. That's what we're expecting to see. Okay. So one more time, we're going to do the roll.
Okay,
So
3 players, Shanty, 2S, and Brother 2.
Yeah, and those are the ones taking damage.
Hang on, Primrose is taking damage. Was.
Let's see what's going on here.
I was
Okay.
speaking purely about the graphics at the top.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Look at this. Of none damage.
Oh.
These are, if it doesn't fall into these other categories, these are what the other dice are added up to. So we've got a problem here with none damage being allowed to convey. I think that's what you saw. So
Maybe so.
yeah, no, I think that's exactly what you saw. So let's go figure that out. I think we're right in this space here. Apply damage from last saving throw. Then we actually do the damage expression, which I forget what it is. We'll have to set a breakpoint. Okay, one more time. And I think that's why so much damage is happening. Should get here. See what the expression is. It is
Okay, Primrose, Shanty, and Brother should.
give target half damage.
Not for Merkin or 2S. See,
latest
2S has
damage?
got a big cross on top of him. Is that intentional?
2S. Yeah, he's dead.
The top. Oh, okay.
That just means he's dead. Take a look at it here. The problem is in our latest damage, we've got this none 59 right here. We have to fix that. That's probably the sum of all the
Yeah.
D20s. So I have to go figure out where we are assigning that. Here, I think, is where it looks like we're collecting it. And we're going to maybe collecting it here. Looks like we might be collecting it in 2 different places. Let's see if I can consolidate these. All right, so running. Clear this. We'll fix it again. So let me fix it. So play the card. Well, actually, before I play the card, let's go give everybody some health. Okay, play the card. Stampede. Okay. So I think we go like this. If individual roll that damage type equals damage type dot none, then we're going to do a continue.
Yeah.
It's Chaos Bolt. Here's the other one. Let's go in. Is there any other type I want to worry about not collecting? Condition is another one. Bane and Bless, I think, are both okay to collect. The condition, I don't think I'm ever going to see it coming in here, but it's kind of a possibility. So I'm just going to come in here and say this or condition. All right, roll that. What's the problem? Did I misspell that? Oh, sorry.
Can you use an or as the target of an in sequence?
I thought it was in a different place. Equals condition. Oh wait, I don't even want to be here.
This is different again. You want to be just towards the top of the screen. Look, first was the first visible line.
Yeah, I'm about to get there, I think. Oh, I thought I was about to get there. What target ID is trying to save?
There's a continue that you do as a result. You do a test and then continue if it's the case.
Okay, I'm using it way more than I thought I was.
That's it.
There's one. Oh, this
That's
is
the one you were
that-
just editing.
That's the one I thought I was changing it.
There we go.
Okay. And then I think there's a second one right after it.
The Chaos Bolt is where you were looking at, yeah.
And then this one right here. So there's two. There's this one and the one above it. Okay. Let's try running that. Okay, so now I don't know who. It's too much time has passed. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll play the card one more time. And let's give health to everybody before we do that. And now let's roll it. Well, everybody took damage.
2S is good, I think.
What did you say was good?
2S.
2S is good.
Above the line. But yeah, lots of damage.
I didn't take damage. Wait, let's go look at the what we got here. Primrose.
You've got to fail.
So let's look at this here. I failed. I took no damage.
You need to scroll that down a little, sorry, up a little bit. Fred's kind of, there we go. Plenty. Oh.
Okay.
So you did not take damage, but you did fail.
Yeah, so I definitely should have done it. So we've got Primrose Pricklingsley took 3 points of fire, Brother 2, and Shanti, and then Shanti also takes 2 points of lightning, 2 points of lightning, 2 points of lightning, because those guys all failed.
Mm-hmm.
Shanti's die roll is 5. Why didn't I take damage? So it looks like we may only be going through creatures and not actually humans, is what it looks like we may be doing. What's going on here with applied damage from roll? Are we even getting here? Here. So we're coming in here instead of going down here. And I created this special apply damage from roll. Which happens if we don't have a multiplayer summoner. In this case we do. I'm a little bit like, oh man, which should I do? Should I go with the one I was writing or go with the one I'm kind of working on right now? Yeah, I've got this really cool report saving throw results over here. Incorporate this consolidation logic. it's something to think about doing. This groups all of this data into like 1 or 2 lines of text is what is what I believe it does. Okay. I think let's go figure out why we're not getting saving throw damage coming in here. Because we know we know that we're in some space over here, but we get that. Let's also hook into the roll Stampede, and let's change one of the advantages to disadvantage so I have a much higher likelihood of failing the roll. And maybe let's do this too. Let's clear all the NPCs up there, but target all the players down below so we have more players, because it seems like we're not, handling the player damage. Okay, one more time. Play the card. Roll the Stampede. Let's look at the roll. There's DTOs. Why do I only have 2 in here? Add stamp. Okay, this is where I'm adding for us. Sorry. We're going to add it right here. This line of code I'm going to change to disadvantage. Let's get out of here. And then delete this. So just now we'll have that run. Everybody's got disadvantage. Should have a fair amount of fails. Okay. Good.
Everybody fails.
4 who failed, and then we just executed give target full damage. Yeah, nothing shows up here. Let's go figure that out. Let's come in here. So our latest damage, we've got fire 3 and lightning is 6. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's how we didn't get here. Target has only creatures in it, and none of them.
Oh.
We need to get the player in there is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try it again. Get up the call stack. So my problem is my target goes into the player roles. Hold on, my problem is up here. Let's stop here. Let's come back up here. Go in here. Okay, here's my problem. Okay, so at this point, my player ID is 4. It's a positive number. Otherwise, there. And now what we need is something to the effect of find the player. Something like this. All players dot get from ID. Player role dot ID. And then down here, we want to say, hey, whoops. If not null, then creatures.add player. And that, I think, is got a better shot of this. Now let's keep going. The only thing I'm slightly worried about apply damage seems very much catered to only applying damage towards in-game creatures. The thing I'm worried about is I'm kind of changing this function that creates the target for spells. And I'm wondering if I'm going to now add in players as the target unintentionally now. Do you know what I mean? For other things like spells.
Yeah. It's tricky because there's also this slight drift in naming conventions. So there was a point where we talked about players and then about creatures, and there's times when creatures have not included players, but times also when creatures have included players.
Yeah. Well, we've got in-game creatures, could be maybe renamed to NPCs, is what it could do. We could do this as well. Let's see. Start taking damage.
Well, rule one is you've got to name your method after what's actually happening in it. That way, when you see it in its call site and you think that's not what should be happening here, you then at least have that visual clue. So if we decide to include players in the secondary function there as a target, effectively, we need to name the method such that that's obvious.
Yeah, this is just the constructor.
I was thinking of the other one, where I'm not sure where that was now. Possibly this. Yeah. So oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Who else calls it? It's only called from apply damage from last saving throw.
Okay.
So the problem is I think we might be able to do this. No. The player role doesn't have what I thought it had in it. I was thinking we could just, check to see, are they the aggressor or not?
I see.
And success is crit is complete fail. Yeah, the player role doesn't have the data that we need to be able to differentiate who's the aggressor and who's not, because sometimes we have roles where we have an aggressor role along with damage, or something along those lines. So here's an example where we have damage die and everyone else in it is
essentially defending against that damage.
Is defending, but sometimes you'll have an attack roll with some damage, but if that happens, you will not have a saving throw. So I think we're kind of okay in this change. I don't think it's a long-term change, but we do need to kind of work on out in this space here. We need to make this work for both in-game creatures and players. So yeah. I think it's kind of like this. If not null, then we're going to do that right there. And then we're going to look at the differences between this and the, here we go, to do also get players from the target and work with them. So, okay, well, this is a good sign right there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's get those as well. All right, so what do we got?
Mark, in this particular case, is creatures by definition null in this branch? Is that not right? Well, sorry, hang on. No, it's in-game creature. We're distinct there, aren't we?
Yeah.
My bad. No, carry on.
Or is it
Ignore
my
me.
bad for not calling this NPC or something like that? You know what I mean? It's like this idea. This is maybe
Well,
ripe for rename, is what I'm thinking.
Something maybe should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on board with the idea that creature is happily any living thing, be it a player or not.
Yeah, it's an ancestor for both player
and then player is clearly player, right? And NPC, as you say, is nice and distinct at that point.
Yeah, in-game creature is a wrapper, and so the reason we did this, Rory, is we had this idea of stats for different kinds of monsters, and then we wanted to create an instance with those default stats. So what we did was we had created a wrapper around for it. Is what we did. What's wrong here though? I don't understand why this is underlined. Maybe because they're down here. I'm looking for is vulnerable to. Do we have something like that? Sweet. I've got an is vulnerable to. Oh, but I had it here. Creature. In-game creature.name is being passed in. But in-game creature, I think creature.name is also available. Pretty sure. Oh wait, that's not the same thing as in-game creature's name. Okay, so what I want to do, I think, is at the very least this. Extract this method to take some damage. Like that. Let's see what we got here.
Slightly worrying at the moment that you've got a player, a creature, and an in-game creature being passed to this method.
I'm going to change player to game.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, because it's just being used as a routing object, isn't it?
Yeah, just so we can send a message out. So we're going to call this game. This is what, D&D core .game? No? What are you? D&D game. Okay. All right, so take some damage. Is now going to take in the player .game. Okay, so now we've got creature, in-game creature. The in-game creature I want to get rid of as well. I want to get rid of this. I want to pass in just the name. So we're going to change this to a string.
I assume your headspace is where is my decomposed parameter?
Yeah, it's kind of that. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. Maybe I do have it here. Wait, maybe I do.
If we do, that would be very good. I did not think we did.
It does. It is
Oh, hang
here.
on, no, we do in C#. Sorry,
It's only available in up
keep
at here.
forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It doesn't have quite the same availability as before. Okay, so now we're passing in that. So the creature name, the damage type is coming in. And now we want to say if character is player. Then I want to call take some damage. Passing in player.game. So I lose. Oh, player is up at the top. That's why we can't use it.
well, it was.
No, it's a parameter.
not just change that?
It's a parameter is what I mean.
Oh, sorry, we changed it inside take some damage. My bad.
Yeah. So, and then damage type. Looks like we need to do this. Like that. Now, here, we can't use in-game creature here. Hold on. This I called take some damage.
It's not actually taking damage, it's telling the Dungeon Master about the damage that's going to be taken.
Okay. All right. So So this idea of starting taking damage and finishing taking damage, I don't think there's a similar thing in player. Yeah, there's nothing along those lines. There's a change health, I think. That's not what I want. There's an apply damage. What do we got with the word damage in it? Take damage. What does it need? Damage type, attack kind. Okay. Damage type. Attack kind. I think I just say any. And the points are latest damage of damage type. That's what I think is happening.
Okay.
All right, I think there's a shot that's going to do it. And I've been like, you know, what, in a breakpoint for minutes here. Let's set a breakpoint here and see if we get to there. Let's come back up here. Run it. There we go. Okay, so fire. Oops, oops, oops. The problem was I had this right down here.
Yeah.
And I got through an exception on that. Okay. I almost feel like it should be first name here. This is the player. All right. I think we're going to be okay. Let's run that. All right. Let's see what we got now. Nothing showed up here, but it could have been. Could it have been? Or are we? Looks like we're still in control here. Let's try running the Stampede now. No breakpoint. I hit the Stampede button. Are my buttons not working? I've noticed that sometimes happens. Okay, the buttons. No, the buttons did work right there. Just got that working. So why didn't my Stampede work? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So Lady McLovnut should take some damage. I'm inclined to just run it and see, did she take any damage? Nope. Cutie crit saved and takes no damage. That part's there. Let's break one here.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2. Where's the roll? Try it again. 2. There we go.
Okay, 2 of them should definitely take damage, both of whom are players.
Damage taken is 8 points. Last damage taken is now fire. Overall hit points is dropping on damage just occurred.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that worked, but we're not seeing any damage actually come out here. Let's go look at that on damage. On damaged. Damaged. Who's hooking this? Player damaged. The game is hooking that. The game in turn triggers player damaged. And that should bring us over to, oh, it brings us here. Is there another one? No one else is hooking that, huh?
Ooh.
Because I think we need an in-game kind of update. Is what I
Yeah.
think we need. How do we normally do the damage? I think it's like through, I almost want to say it's through player stats. But let's look at the stream deck. If we go to the stream deck, we've got this damage. Like if I come in here and I hit damage health, let's say like 33 and I hit, it's all clear. Let's just do 1 and hit damage. Thought I did an all clear here. Oh, look at that. These have all got the wrong health. These don't have the right pieces on them. They need to all specify what they are. Oops. That killed me, man. Gotta go find it. Get a 6 from someone else now.
No undo?
There's no undo.
Wow.
No undo in the stream deck. Yeah, I don't know what button you'd hit. You should be able to right click it at least to get an undo.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, or yeah, we've got the software up. I'd hit Control Z actually, right? Okay, let's go put that in there, paste, and then paste that, paste that. That's not the first time I've done that actually. Paste that, paste that, paste that, and paste that. What's going on here? That tells them it's going to me. Okay.
Did you do 0?
Yeah, I did.
You did. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so when we take damage, we hit with the apply command. The apply command is right there. The apply command comes in, apply to selected creature, on-screen creatures. Where is it? Apply to targeted creatures. I guess we could go down in that space and look at that. Apply damage to creatures. Yeah, here, this is pretty much NPCs is what this is.
Isn't it a fair statement, though, that anywhere where we see something that is doing targeted NPCs, we could extend that to targeted creatures in reality? Because you would have had to have targeted them on purpose. It would have to have been a deliberate act. So you won't be accidentally targeting players and ignoring them at the moment, and that being correct.
That's actually not the assumption that I used. I used actually the assumption that you would be accidentally targeting players because, and you'd keep the targeted players up, and you'd keep the other targets up there, so that when it was an attack towards the bad guys, you'd roll and it would only go towards that. So there's a sense of who's bad and who's not. So that's kind of what I was running with. But, you know, hold on. It's apply damage. I think I'm in the wrong spot. Back to the apply command. On-screen creatures, apply to on-screen creature, values of it there. It's here, it's this command, I think. Here, there we go. And so now we have change targeted, increase player health, and then there's going to be a damage keyword in here. Add applied player damage. And apply damage health change. And at some point we call change player health. And we're not doing that now. Apply damage roll to creature. Oh, that's back over here.
Ooh.
Which is coming from applied damage from roll, which is we're not getting into because we've got a multiplayer summary.
Yep.
I got some decisions to make, Rory, and I don't like any of them.
Well, whilst you mull those decisions over, I'm going to take a 23-hour break.
All right, man.
Kind of.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Slightly less than that. Indeed, I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. Thursday, last day of the week for me at least. I think we are Wednesday, right? I find myself losing track occasionally these days.
Yeah, today is Wednesday.
Fair enough. Okay, my friend.
All right, buddy.
Well,
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
regardless.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
See ya. This is Coding Gorilla. Ah, man. Yeah, I'm like the apply damage from roll. Yeah, I think I need to kind of take some notes here and kind of make a decision here. Garbled Knowledge, how you doing? How are you doing, man? We are, working our way through code as usual. Issues with damage from the Stampede roll. Well, we're not seeing player damage. We was referring to a colleague on your Twitch stream. We figured I'd pop in and say hi. Was referring a colleague to your Twitch stream. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thanks for that referral. We have a killer, or an awesome, a beautiful method for reporting damage that we are not calling. It's essentially, we're looking at this bit of code here. We're going to multiplayer summary back, which says, oh, okay, let's go apply the multiplayer saving throw damage. But this one, this is the killer one right here. Apply damage from roll. This is the one that's much better, including this call to report saving throw results, which does this, nice combined, gets combined sets of folks, really consolidates, concisely explains what happened. I'm wondering if, what if we just tried this instead of this? Almost kind of no matter what. What does apply multiplayer saving throw do? This was written a long time ago. Well, this does break up and find out who saved and who didn't. Let's go look it over from the player roles. Or wait, grabbing the player roles. What's this do? So here we go, grab calculate damage by type. I'm going to refactor that. Okay, so we get the damage, we report on the damage, get our results, and then I just take it, we build on them, apply roll damage to creature. This feels so much better. Report saving throw results. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to call this kind of no matter what. That's what I want to do. Let's set a breakpoint here. Let's try calling it and see how much trouble we get ourselves into. Because this is only called, I think, from one place, if it's a saving throw. Let's see what happens. All right, we've got a breakpoint. Let's play the card. Let's roll the Stampede. No breakpoint was hit. Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm thinking about changing it to only this. So we lose this method. Apply multiplayer saving throw damage. Who's calling this, by the way? Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Nowhere else. Okay, good. It's private. Okay, let's run it and see how much trouble we get ourselves into. Okay. So we all save and take half damage. One fire plus one lightning. Cutie fails and takes full damage. Cool. Well, that seemed to work. Let's do it again. So all the players are targeted across the bottom. Lady, Sandra, and Little Cutie failed. It's interesting, the messages are going out kind of slowly, it seems. There's something interesting about this. Lady failed. And here it says she saves. It says Fred fails and takes full damage. But Fred succeeded. So there's a couple of things that I'm not liking. One is I'm not liking how slowly the messages are coming in. That doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm also not liking, you know, what's going on here between the reporting of what's happening and the data. They seem to not be in sync. let's step through the code and see if we can figure it out. So it gets us at a breakpoint here. Trigger it again. So Sandra and Little Cutie have failed. Really slow. Let's report a code rush issue here. You guys, I'm stepping through the code and it's really slow. Let's see if I can get close the scroll at least so you can see some of it. Yeah, it's really slow. I'm going to hit F10. I hit it. Just waiting for something to change. I'm not seeing anything change. Did I not have it go focus maybe? Try again, hit F10. There, look at that. It's like 2 or 3 seconds. One, just hit it again. That one was less time, hit it again. Really slow. Also, I noticed other performance-related issues too. What's going on with this? CPU's not taxed. Everything's good, looking good. Yeah, everything, even the network. Okay. Well, let me just get that. Yeah, F10 again. Yeah, it's back up there. F10. Hold on 1 second. Okay. F10, F10. Yeah, it takes a long time. F10. There, it goes down. F10. All right. So let's do that. Let me just get this out here. I think what we'll do is we'll end the show now. We got some stuff, not too bad work completed. We did not too bad of a job completing the work today. Debugging is taking way too long to step through the code. And you can even see, you can see almost here if I turn off the overlays here like that, as I type something in, I type in just a bunch of stuff. That's not too bad. That kept up with me. So let's see if does it show F10? It does show F10. Okay, so I just have 10. You can see it there on the screen. And then I think it just moved. Nope, still going. All right, so I'll do it again. F10, or oops, I had F11 right there. And there you can see how long. So you can see the Karnak sees the key and immediately shows what it is. There it is, finally there. There it is again, F10. So you can see there's a pretty big distinction there between when I'm hitting the key and when I finally have responsiveness in the editor. Take a look at that. Take a look at the log files. Let me get a rate up for everybody else. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us today, working through the code. It's kind of becoming legacy code in a little bit, isn't it? But we're getting there. We're getting better. Let's send you over to Code It Live. See what they're doing.
And you can take any existing database, and if you want to use Prisma, Prisma has a...
All right, we'll get the raid going. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. Thanks for your help. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.